Yeah, g'day YouTubers. Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to talk about what is being written in the official Stihl manuals about tensioning your chain. And it'll tell you that you need a sag of approximately 1 to 2 millimeters. Now the end of the scrench, if you look at the scrench, it's about 1.4 millimeters, so you could use that as a guide. So we'll tension this chain as per Stihl standard. I've got a 500i, and I was looking up the manual. It was brought to my attention yesterday by somebody, a guy called the name of Adam. He knows who he is. And he was telling me, did you realise that Stihl say that the tension should be 1 to 2 millimeters? But it is on a sag. So if we tension this chain up to 1 to 2 millimeters, that's going to be the width of the scrench in the middle. So that's what they're talking about, in the middle, 1 to 2 millimeters. And that's virtually where that is. That's 1 to 2 millimeters now. So we'll just zoom in there so you can see that gap. Pretty easy to see it. And if you have a look, the scrench just fits in there. Just fits in. So that's right in the middle of, it's 1.4 millimeters, they say between 1 and 2 mil. Now the way that I tension a chain, mind you, I've got this elevated at the other end sitting on a block. So it's all sitting properly. Now the way that I tension a chain is that I tension it so that when I pull it, it virtually pulls down to the bottom of the link, and that's virtually where that is. So that's the way that I tension a chain. So I generally pull it down like that, and you'll see the bottom of the link. And I've probably got about, I don't know, a couple of 100 grams force on that to pull that down. But that's the new standard. Now by doing that, that's just loosened that a little bit. So I'll just tighten that up a touch according to... So that's about, we'll just put the scrench in there again. Yeah, that's fine. And if we pull it down, yeah, look, it's... So, yeah, that's just a bit of a new one that sort of escaped me. Sometimes it pays to read your manual. I've only had the Stihl 500i since less than 6 months. And obviously you can see I didn't read the manual from page to page. I was sort of more interested in the starting procedure. But that procedure is a new one that they're publishing in manuals now. Actually, now that I've done that, I'm going to have to go and have a look briefly what it says in the old manual compared to the new manual. Okay, so we just put this picture up the top here. This is a picture from my 500i manual that states the 1 to 2 millimeters. And you just adjust it so that you've got 1 to 2 millimeters in the middle. That's what it says. And I've got it sitting up on the block, and it's a good idea that you pull the chain, put a bit of pressure on it before you tension it up. So if I just tension that up a little bit, you want about 1 to 2 millimeters of slack down the bottom, like I was saying before. It's probably a little bit too much there. So I just want to make sure, just a little bit, tension it up. That's about it. I'll just pull that again in the middle, just pull it again in the middle. That's about 1 to 2 millimeters. So if we tighten that up, that should spin, take the block away. Yep, that's about how it should spin, with 1 to 2 millimeters on the bottom bar. And that's all you're supposed to have. A little bit difficult to see at the moment, but that is as good as what it's... Can't see it in there, but when I tensioned it up, it was. What you've got to be careful of is when they're talking about getting a bit of sag, make sure that you pull it in the middle, because that's got about 1 millimeter. It's... Look, I wouldn't loosen that. That looks like it's less than 1 millimeter. But the thing is, look how easy the chain just goes. So you can set it that way, or you can set it the old-fashioned way. Okay, so I decided to pull out the manual for my MS180C. Covers a few versions. So if we have a look on page 22 of here, there's a picture of pulling the chain forward, shut off the engine, wear work gloves to protect your hands. The chain must fit snugly against the underside of the bar, and it must be possible to pull the chain along by hand. If necessary, retension the chain. A new chain has to be retensioned more often than the one that has been used for some time. Check the chain frequently. Operating instructions. So there you have it there. Now, the thing is, the reason that they probably changed it was probably because where it actually states the chain must fit snugly against the underside of the bar and must be possible to pull the chain along the bar by hand. In that statement alone, people could interpret that, or everybody's different the way they go, oh, they're pulling it along the bar, and they might say, oh, yeah, that feels tight enough, and someone may tension it up and go, yeah, it's very loose. So by telling people just to pull it along by hand, people could have different tensions. But if you tell somebody, look, make sure it's between 1 and 2 millimeters, and people will still make mistakes, but most likely there'll be less mistakes made that way. And that's why Stihl probably changed that so there was less mistakes. They probably found out people had a different perception of what or how much force or how much tension is required to pull the chain along the bar. And that's where the variation probably led them to rewrite it. So I have no problems or no issues with 1 to 2 millimeters. I checked, I found roughly I'm in the ballpark of 1 to 2 millimeters. So the way I've been doing it is still the correct way. And I guess they're doing that because people do make mistakes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.